Hi, happy fall, happy early weekend. I hope you had a beautiful week. I recommend uh, creating an exciting fall bucket list, um, you know, of the things that you would like or love to see, do, or just experience. Whether it's watching the leaves change, warming up with a warm latte or coffee or tea or hot chocolate, um, visiting a farmer's market, or just simply enjoying a refreshing walk. Um, and I believe that writing it down just makes it feel even more real and more realistic. A few of the recommendations that I have are enjoying, a great book where you can really be able to get lost in a great book. And the interesting thing is, in the fall and in the winter seasons is when the best autobiographies come out. So, I think fall is a great time for you to be able to, if you are interested in reading autobiographies, just to be able to get to know a little bit about not just history, but the impact of many different influencers that today we don't get to know about or um, recognize enough of. Um, Another option is to apple pick. Apples are the season for fall. Um, you can also try, if you are a baker, you can try making, apple pies or muffins. So you can definitely try different varieties of different baking dishes when it comes to apple flavors. Also, visiting a rose garden. Rose gardens are so breathtakingly beautiful, where you are surrounded by just this natural aroma of perfume. You can find rose gardens, through certain different types of parks or botanical gardens. And you're going to be able to see all these different types of rose colors, shapes, and sizes. You also spend time in nature and within these beautiful and blooming flowers, which are just so calming, and the overall quiet atmosphere is just, it's so relaxing and soothing. And of course, walking in a pile of leaves. I love to take long walks during this season, really pretty much through any season, but especially during the fall season. Because what's interesting is, where I live and where I work, you'll find these huge piles of leaves that are just stacked up in just certain in different areas. And when I'm on my early morning walk or during my lunchtime, I, I always walk. So um, I walk for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'll take these long walks during the fall season, and when I see these leaves, I just walk through it. And sometimes I swear, I'm like, please God forgive me because I know I'm about to make a mess, but I don't know why. I just love it. And even my coworkers are like, why do you do that? Like, why would you just walk through the through a pile of leaves that's stacked together and so organized? And I'm like, I don't know, but it's just something in me that just walks through it, and it just leaves a mess. But um, another option that you have is, you know, taking a long drive where you can see, the beautiful scenery of leaves, as well. So I know, not so much I live in the DMV, DC area, but in Maryland, there are some really beautiful natural resources that you can enjoy, and the overall nature of the season. So in comparison to Virginia, and um, but just being able to spend time in nature in itself, I believe is just an overall blessing and a gift from God. But the topic to brave the wave is a topic that's been on my mind for some time, and I have a few questions for you. What wave are you facing this moment in your life? Are you moving toward the wave, or are you running away from it? Sometimes life will send us waves, big ones, the waves of change, uncertainty, fear, challenge. But the question isn't whether the waves are coming, they're there. But will you run from it, or will you brave it? Being brave, in my eyes, means entering a place that's uncomfortable, which to me can really be scary. And being brave, it's not something that, or it's not where you can just jump out of an airplane. No, that's not being brave. That's actually not being wise at all. But it's the everyday life things where we need God to step into those areas with us. It's not about knowing the end, but it's having the strength to start regardless. I have been a natural introvert my entire life. It's just my natural makeup. It's who I am. Quiet, reserved, and just always in my lane. And because of that, I always felt like I had to work twice as hard to reach my goal. Not because I didn't have, or I don't have, the motivation or the drive to, but because every step forward for me, it meant to be brave and to step out of my comfort zone. I didn't understand it at the time, but when I reflect and when I look at it today, I always thank God that I did. Because without stepping out into the unknown, I would have never received, the blessings and the experience that I gained spiritually, intellectually, academically, professionally, personally. And that one step is what affected my entire life. Just reflect, on a moment in your life that if you hadn't taken that step, how much you would have really missed out on. You don't want to wake up one day and realize that your dreams and your goals just completely shattered or died because you chose comfort over effort. I think sometimes we look at someone, admire their bravery, and think that that's just the way that they are. Where we just assume bravery is something that someone's just naturally born with. It's not about being born brave, but it's really about choosing to be brave. And this kind of bravery isn't just for certain people or for some, but it's the type of bravery that's available for all of us. Bravery is a decision, and a decision that's really and truly deeply rooted in faith. It's the kind of faith that says, even if everything feels uncertain, that I can always trust the journey. It's about trusting that no matter what the challenge is, there's always something and someone greater guiding us through it all. And that one person is God. When we lean into God's wisdom, His strength, and His love, we realize that our courage isn't just a result of our determination or decision, but it's really a reflection of Him. I have come across people, even within my family, who carry dreams in their hearts and haven't pursued them because of all of the what ifs. What if it doesn't turn out, the way that I expected? What if it just doesn't work out? But what if, just for once, instead of staying stuck in fear of what you could do wrong, you trust that stepping out could actually lead to something greater? What if you realize that the biggest regret that you'll have isn't the mistakes that you make, but the opportunities that you never took because you were just too afraid to try? sometimes what I realized in life is that you just have to do things afraid. So what are some ways to brave the wave? Look to Jesus. Jesus was so brave. All of his actions was a reflection of his faith and his mission. He pursued his purpose consistently and continuously, even if it meant leaving comfort, safety, or popularity behind. Traveling, teaching, healing in the most difficult and challenging conditions, all of that required bravery. When he knew he was going to be arrested, tortured, murdered, he still went to Jerusalem and never resisted. His bravery is what really and truly inspired our world to stand for faith, love, truth, and purpose, even in the face of hardship. Be curious. A part of being brave is not knowing the outcome. Curiosity is really the spark of the unknown that makes bravery even more possible. It's the quiet and tiny voice that asks, what if there is more? Without curiosity, we may never even take that first step. But when we're curious and wonder about what's beyond our comfort, that's when bravery comes through. It's not just about being brave, but it's about being interested enough in finding out just what we're really capable of. Speak positively to yourself. Try to avoid saying things like, this is too much for me, or I'm not built for this. Because that's what God's for. He's built and designed for these types of things to help us really get through the finish line. God is not just part of our journey, but He also walks and guides us through it, where He gives us strength, and where in times where bravery just seems completely unclear. Surround yourself wisely. Surround yourself with people who nurture your bravery and your courage, and never question it. Instead of surrounding yourself with those who say things like, are you sure that you can actually do this? Try and surround yourself with those who believe in you. Even when you're unsure, or when the world just completely feels like it's silent. Expect challenges. If there were no challenges, there'd really be no need for change or for courage. The path of the brave is and will never be easy. because it's filled with doubts, challenges, setbacks, and unexpected turns. But that is what makes it so special. It's so easy to go day by day with the same routine, outlook, and perspectives. Or you can be brave and really do the things that you're truly called to do. To live bravely, it's really going to require you to follow your heart, take risks, be bold, step out and into what's really and truly designed for you to do. And so I encourage you to brave the wave. Let your faith, your courage, and your purpose guide you, even if it's not clear. True bravery is what shines when the world starts to shift. Just like how a surfer trusts a surfboard and just rides the wave. Bravery means trusting yourself, stepping into the unknown, staying balanced, and moving forward, especially when the waters get rough. It's about rising and riding with the wave, not running from it. So take the chance of bravery, because you're made for more than just comfort zone. You are designed to try, rise, and shine. Don't wait for the moment or the perfect moment to dive into, embrace, flow with it, and become it. And you'll notice and you'll experience the true waves and outcome of life. And I hope you have a beautiful and blessed week and week ahead.